We are in the Easter season when we are celebrating life. And it is our hope and our prayer that this whole Blue endeavor, this first annual dinner and auction, which we hope will be an annual affair, to thank God for it. And that it will be a fun evening for all of you. To thank God that you are here, that you made it here safely, and that you will make it safely home when it's finished. We want to thank God for our guests, for all of you who have come as a guest, and that God will bless your generosity and your pocketbook. We want to thank God for our workers. We have 300 people who have or are staging this.
Blue was founded in 1991 by Dr. Donovan and Kathy Foote, Dr. Bill and Cookie Hervert, Les and Phyllis Lawless, and Ed and Jean Peter, and brought in over $100,000 for the school that year. Blue has provided Hastings Catholic Schools significant financial support each year to educate our children to grow in faith, knowledge, and community. Over the past 3 years, Blue has added, on average, $270,000 to the school budget and is a key factor in helping to balance the budget. On average, Blue alone reduces the cost of educating each student by $612 and has brought in over $5.5 million over the past 3 decades. We are truly blessed for the Hastings Catholic community, the volunteers and donors who come together to support this special event.
Father McCabe he was a visionary. He could see this happening, okay? Mm-hmm. And he had used that vision to build the new gymnasium and all that stuff. And you'd sit around and wonder, you listen to him, you think, how is this going to happen? This can't happen. You know, I mean, it's going to take too much work, too much money and all this. And it always happened. And it always got paid for. He was great in that sense that he would think of things we wouldn't think of just because of that vision. And we needed that. We needed that element. I had to curb him once in a while, but we needed the element of thinking outside the box a little bit to make
I
this.
can remember the look on people's faces when they walked into the school and then walked into the gym, and it was just so elegant. They had no idea that we could transform something like that. And that was a great feeling. That was a great feeling.
We were talking about it, and I recall it just rolled out of Kathy like a ball. She saw it, building leadership and unity through education. And I'm pretty sure she was the one that said it. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm not butting in, but yeah.
We like that because blue is our color.
Yeah.
St. Cecily's color.
We had no experience. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what scope we should have, but it all kind of crystallized about 6 or 8 months ahead of time. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, here we go.
It was a bold move when that first group did that, because they had no idea whether this thing was just going to blow up in their face, it was going to be a total flop.
Right.
And it was a success right out of the gate.
It's incredible when you look back 30 years and think, oh my gosh, it seems like yesterday. I can still remember the very first chairs, how hard they worked tirelessly. And it's just so overwhelming to think how it's grown.
One of the biggest things doing the second year was following the first year. It was such a success, and that was such a huge thing for the 4 of them to have that vision and the organizational skills to pull that off in a community this size. It had been done in Omaha, it had been done in all sorts of
Bigger
towns.
cities, but not.
But not in Hastings. And for them to say, we're gonna ask $50 per person for a dinner and people will come. And it's like, wow. And they did. And then you had the corporate tables and they bought it. And then the people bought the auction items, and it was so exciting. And so then for the next year, it was like,
Some big shoes to fill. And it really was. I think that was one of our concerns is initially was, can we pull this off in 1 year again? And with their support and their encouragement, yes, we
I
can.
remember the first year because my mom and dad were one of the chair couples, and we worked it. We worked at one of the gift tables, and obviously, when she was going through it, it was so much work because it was all new, and you know, I just remember her being very nervous and thinking that it's not going to, you know, how to get it all done. But I remember when we worked that first year, it's like, this is awesome. You know, this was just, it was beautiful, and just the whole idea, and they made some good money, and then when we did it, you know, it was neat to do it. My dad had just died a couple years before that, and the whole time, especially that night, it was like, oh, I wish my dad was here to see this, you know, after what they started.
I'd like to, I can remember in 91, I can remember certainly our year in 92, there was that segment out there that were the naysayers. You
Yes.
can't charge this kind of money for a ticket. You can't have an event like that because it just only involves certain people. You can't do it year after year after year because the community can't support it. And I guess 30 years is proof that yes, we can.
yes.
Yes, we can.
And
we will.
And here we are.
And
Oh,
Here
I
we
know.
are 30 years later.
We were worried about the cost, $50 a person, and then, because we didn't know how the community 30 years ago
Yeah.
would go with that. But when they walked into the gym, and then there was an open bar, and there was your dinner, and there was all these beautiful items for sale.
8 by 5 foot ceramic tile,
And
Last Supper.
Ray bid $1,500, and that set for the youth finish.
That just set the tone.
Yeah.
It was like a giant breath of fresh air because everybody was sitting around wondering what's going to happen, and bam, it was going, and it was going good because of Ray.
Outside of the gymnasium here, we have the beautiful Last Supper. This is an 8 by 5 fired ceramic by a Portuguese artist. This is lot number 1 on the oral auction here. And we have it in a beautiful piece. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the first item of the evening, $100. Now $200, $200.
Year to year, how can it get any better? And it does. Every year it gets better.
As I said, that each year, the people who accept the challenge to organize it just seem to be able, they work hard and they get it done, and they move it up that notch. And you wonder why or how or where do these people come from, but we have good parishes and we have good parents, and they want to see the school do well, and the financial benefits of Blue are worthwhile, and so they'll step in and try, and they're consistently successful.
Part of the evolution has been that, you know, it's really turned into what I think is the most premier event in Hastings. You know, the timing's great. It's always, you know, birds are starting to come out and trees are starting to bud. And
it's gotten bigger and bigger every year. I mean,
From a organizational standpoint, it's just much more streamlined, very efficient. All the volunteers are just so great. Everybody knows what to do and how to make it great. And
I think everybody knows their job. I mean, there's been people doing certain jobs like Ron Sikora and Mark Jacoby since the first day a Blue started.
And I'll never forget when we had a meeting, and it's like, okay, we are not doing very good on gifts. All we have is Taco John's gift certificates.
Whoa.
It's like, what are we gonna do?
I remember
We gotta
coming
get
to your
going.
house and you have them all around your living room, all
All the
these gifts, and we
gifts.
were like going around them and trying to write descriptions. And Sally Nicola wanted sand, and I'm like, no, sand is too messy. And she's like, no, we really need to do sand. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing sand, it's too messy. And we had sand. We had sand and live fish in the fish bowls. That was like
We did. We had
the first
betas.
time the betas in the fish bowl, and then we had sand on the tables, and it turned out wonderful.
Fish on the tables and sand, yeah. And the turquoise, the
Birds,
magenta. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Live birds.
Forgot about
Whose
that.
birds were they? I just remember those live birds over there.
And the ceiling was shredded butcher paper to make it the whole place look like a
Carrie and I aren't as young as we used to be, and our memories are failing as well. But we feel like that was the year that we asked Father Meisenberg you always have he was the MC. He was the MC. And so we wanted some type of a grand entrance. And so he came in on a motorcycle. And that was pretty special. And we're pretty sure that was our year. But like I said, our memories aren't quite what they used to be. But yeah, that was a fun time.
So we did a little bit of April Fool's jokes, or not jokes, but
surprises.
Surprises, like, when something a trip went, and it's like, oh, April Fool's, we're gonna give another one, so.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Yeah,
You always have
that
to
was
change
big
it up a
difference.
little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Forgot.
Forgot about that too.
I think to our gift acquirement people, we presented them with, we were saying this is an original piece of artwork. Well, what it was a piece of driftwood. Somebody had picked up along a lake or something like that. So I can't remember what we
I think
gave
it was the
others.
Wileys. They knew they had a big job after they got that.
So yes, we did. We had lots of fun. So
I just think enjoy the ride, enjoy the time, enjoy the space, enjoy where you're at, enjoy the moment. And soon it's over and it's behind you and you have a lot of memories.
We're excited to be a part of this journey, and we're so excited that Hastings Catholic Schools has been doing this for 30 years. Congratulations, and let's do it for another 30.
There you go.
Congratulations on 30 years
of Blue.
So that we can have grace. O God, our Father in heaven, we thank you for this lovely evening. Please bless all of our guests. Bless the food that we are about to receive in your most holy name. We ask this through Jesus, your Son. Amen. Bon appetit.